Students, so far we have discussed three types of business organizations, that is sole proprietorship, joint Hindu family business and partnership. In our today's video, we are going to discuss about cooperative organizations and joint stock company. Let's start with cooperative organizations. Cooperative organizations means working together or with others for a common purpose. The cooperative organization or society is a voluntary association of persons who join together for mutual help. That means these people join hands together. This is a voluntary association. They are not forced to become the members of the organization. They become members voluntarily, and the main motive is their mutual help, helping each other. There are minimum 10 members should be there to start the cooperative organization, and registration of cooperative organization is compulsory, and capital is contributed in the form of share capital only. That means they have to purchase the shares of the cooperative society. Then organizations can raise loans from the banks also. Remember, their main motive is not profit earning, rather their motive is mutual help, and these organizations are based on the principle that each for all and all for each. One man is available for all and all are available for one man. So in simple words, bache, cooperative organizations are those types of organization, or it is a type of society whose main objective is the promotion of economic interest of its members. That means economic interest, they have to promote the economic interest of the members in accordance with cooperative principles. They have to follow the principles of the organization, and they have to do development, help in the development of the members of the organization. Then comes features of cooperative organization. First feature is voluntary association. The cooperative organization or society is a voluntary association of of persons. Any person can join cooperative society if he or she has any common interest with the other members, and they may join at any time, they may leave at any time by giving a notice only. For example, I'll give you one example. For example, any farmer can join the agricultural society, any consumer can join the consumer society. So members can leave the society whenever they want, but they just need to give one notice regarding their entry. They need to give their notice regarding exit the society. There is no restriction on entry or exit in the exit of the members. Then comes legal status. It is compulsory for a cooperative society to get itself registered under the Cooperative Societies Act. Once they get registered, they become a separate legal entity. That means the cooperative organization becomes a separate legal entity. It is separated from its members. Members are separated and organization is separated. Now the company organization can buy and sell property in its own name. Company can enter into contract in its own name. And second thing, the death, insolvency or incapacity of any of the member does not affect the existence of the organization. So बच्चे legal status का मतलब in simple words ये होता है कि जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वो इटसेल्फ एक सेपरेट बॉडी बन जाती है एज कम्पेयर टू इट्स मेंबर्स अलग होंगे, नो डाउट दे आर वर्किंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वर्किंग विद द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बट मेंबर्स की आइडेंटिटी अलग होगी, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की आइडेंटिटी अलग होगी. ओके, एंड देन दे कैन बाइंड जो जहाँ पे भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के नेम पे आप अपनी फर्म के नेम पे यू कैन परचेज द प्रॉपर्टी, यू कैन सेल द प्रॉपर्टी, एंड मोर ओवर डेथ इंसॉल्वेंसी ऑफ द मेंबर्स विल नॉट अफेक्ट द working of the organization. Then comes limited liability. The liability of members in cooperative organization is limited. Limited to what extent? Limited to the extent of amount contributed in their capital. जिसने जितना capital में contribute किया, he is liable for that particular amount only. Then comes control. In cooperative society, the power to take decision that lies in the hands of the elective managing committee, or how committee is made or elected by the voting process. members की voting होती है, voting के through हम committee में members को appoint करते हैं, and that committee controls and manages the working of the organization. Then is service motive. Main motive of cooperative society is to provide service to the members and not to earn profit. Always remember, their main motive is service, not the profit. Profit will be the secondary motive and the main is service to the cooperative organization. Then equal voting right. Most important thing you have to remember, the principle, these organizations are based on the principle that one man, one vote. One person means one vote, नो मैटर हाउ मच शेयर्स ही इज़ होल्डिंग. वो जितने मर्जी शेयर होल्ड करे बच्चे, अगर उसने एक वन भी शेयर होल्ड, सिंगल शेयर भी होल्ड किया, देन ऑल्सो ही इज़ हैविंग वन वोटिंग राइट. अगर एक पर्सन के पास 100 शेयर्स भी हैं, देन ऑल्सो ही इज़ हैविंग वन वोटिंग राइट. मतलब आपके नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स से आपके वोटिंग राइट पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. एंड दिस इज़ द बेस्ट वे कि आप किसी को बाउंड नहीं कर रहे हो, दैट टू अर्न अ वोटिंग राइट यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट मोर इन द शेयर्स. इट्स सिंपल, वन मैन वन वोट. आप अगर सिंगल मतलब आपने वो परचेज किया है शेयर भी, देन ऑल्सो यू कैन vote in the organization, right? You will get the same voting right. So these were the points of features of the cooperative organization. I'll repeat the points again. Voluntary association, legal status, limited liability, control, service motive, and equal voting rights. Now we are going to do merits of cooperative organization. First merit is equality on in voting status. Right now I have told you one man one vote. It works on this principle. The cooperative organizations work on this principle that one man one vote. So all members have equal rights and equal chance to participate in the management of the organization, irrespective of the amount of capital contributed by them. चाहे किसी ने बच्चे 5,000 रुपीज़ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट किए, चाहे किसी ने 50,000 रुपीज़ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट किए, each and every person is having same equal voting right. Then is limited liability. Yes, this is again a merit of the organization, that the liability of all the members of the organization is limited up to the extent of their contribution in the capital. After that, creditors cannot make use of the personal assets or personal property of the members. They cannot claim over the personal property of the members. Then is stable existence. Stable existence means death, insolvency, incompetency of any of the member does not affect the working of the organization. जैसे you have learned in that कि if the member will be incompetent, sole proprietorship में the firm will come to an end. But not in this case, cooperative society में, because we are giving it a separate legal status. Separate legal status simply means कि members की death, insolvency या किसी भी incompetence की वजह से बच्चे कंपनी की वर्किंग पे कोई भी इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. Then comes economic functioning. The operation of cooperative organization is quite economical. मतलब most of the time they try कि whatever work they do, whatever activities they will undertake that within the limited cost, limited range. For example, they are going to purchase, while purchasing goods or raw material, usually they eliminate मिडलमैन इन बिटवीन, बिकॉज इफ दे विल एलिमिनेट मिडलमैन इन बिटवीन, बीच में से मिडलमैन को आप रिमूव कर दोगे बच्चे, तो ऑब्वियसली यू विल गेट द मटीरियल एट अ रीजनेबल price at a low cost. And moreover, these societies do not require to maintain huge stock, large stock maintain करने की इनको ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. They do all dealings in cash only, so there are very rare chances of bad debts वाले और creditors वाले chances ही बहुत कम होते हैं इनके पास. And they do not spend much on advertisement and selling also. So they simple अपनी working करते हैं और reasonable cost पे करते हैं बच्चे. And whatever income they are earning, वो उस इनकम को अर्न करने के लिए कोई एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी कॉस्ट जैसे एडवर्टीजमेंट पे एक्सपेंसेस नहीं करते हैं वो, राइट. Then comes support from government. These cooperative organizations, they get much support from the government. Government provide many benefits to these organizations. Many concessions and rebates and taxes are given by the government to these organizations, and sometimes government provides them raw material at a very subsidized rates, very much discounted rates पे provide करती हैं. Government provides loans to these institutions or organizations at lower rate also, and their terms and conditions are quite easy for the cooperative organization. So government supports these organizations a lot. Then is easy to form. The formation of cooperative organization is very simple process. Simply what do you need? We need 10 adult members to start the organization. Then there is no registration. The registration procedure for cooperative society is very simple. Process is quite simple and does not involve much legal formalities. So ज़्यादा legal formalities भी नहीं involve होती उसमें. Then comes open membership. There is no restriction on entry or exit into the membership of the firm. Any person who is having common interest, he can become the member of the cooperative organization. No restriction on the basis of caste, creed, no gender discrimination is there, no discrimination on the basis of religion is there. Any person can join or leave the organization whenever they desire. So these were the points of marriage. Let's repeat the points once again. Equality in voting status, limited liability, stable existence, economical functioning, support from government, easy to form, and open membership. Now, next topic is demerits of cooperative organization. First demerit is limited capital. Yes, obviously they will lack capital. These organizations have very limited capital because these organizations are formed by the people who have limited resources, and there is no compulsion to contribute some minimum amount of capital in these types of organization. हम किसी को कुछ force नहीं करते कि you have to invest this much amount in the as a share capital. जिसका जितना मन होता है that person can contribute this much. Secondly, this organization work on the principle one man one vote. One man one vote means आप जितना मर्जी contribute करो, आपको one voting right तो मिलना ही मिलना है. So कोई कंपल्शन ही नहीं है वोटिंग राइट को गेन करने के लिए भी. सो देर इज़ नो रिस्ट्रिक्शन कि आप कितना इन्वेस्ट करोगे. सो समटाइम्स दीज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लैक कैपिटल, दे लैक रिसोर्सेज. Then is inefficient management. These organizations are managed by the members only. No doubt हमने बोला कि मैनेजिंग कमेटी बनाई जाती है, बट जो मैनेजिंग कमेटी के मेंबर्स होते हैं वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के मेंबर्स में से ही चूज़ किए जाते हैं. एंड दीज मेंबर्स आर नॉट वेरी मच प्रोफेशनल एक्सपर्ट्स. सो दीज आर इनएक्सपीरियंस persons, and moreover because they work on the economical basis, so they do not spend money on hiring the services of professionals. So basically their management is quite inefficient. Then comes lack of secrecy, as there is open membership and discussions are done in open meetings only, so it is very difficult to maintain secrecy in the organization. Then excessive government control. Yes, as these organizations get various concession and benefits from the government. अगर government बच्चे benefits provide कर रही है, then government obviously will put many restrictions and regulations on these organizations also. And it is very essential for cooperative organization to get their accounts auditing कराना बहुत ज़रूरी है. and by auditing by the auditors of the cooperative departments only, government department के auditors से ही they will get these accounts audited, and they have to submit the report to the registrar of the companies also. And moreover they have to follow all the rules and regulations framed by the government. So government control is in excess over there. Then is difference of opinion, conflict among the members. Now this is the same point that we have discussed earlier also in Joint Hindu Family Business. Although same is the opinion over here, because membership is open, so many people are working together in this. All the people belong to different backgrounds, different family, different religion, so there is difference of opinion among them. Somehow कहीं ना कहीं बच्चे उनकी difference of opinion की वजह से कहीं पे कई बार कभी conflicts या disputes arise हो जाते हैं, and because of that उन conflicts की वजह से इसकी working खराब होना शुरू हो जाते हैं. जनरली सेल्फिश मोटिव ऑफ मेंबर्स स्टार्ट डोमिनेटिंग एंड दे फॉरगेट द सर्विस मोटिव. और जहाँ पे ये चीज़ें राइज होते हैं वेयर दे स्टार्ट डोमिनेटिंग अदर, दे फॉरगेट देयर मेन मोटिव ऑफ सर्विस. They focus on then earning profit only, right? So these were the points of demerits. Let's recapitulate these points again. Limited capital, inefficient management, lack of secrecy, excessive government control, difference of opinion or conflicts among the members. So we have discussed cooperative organization. Now next topic is types of cooperative organization. There are 6 types of cooperative organizations. These are consumers cooperative organizations, producers cooperative organizations, then cooperative marketing society, cooperative credit society, cooperative farming society, cooperative housing society. So we are going to discuss about these one by one. Let's see. First is consumers cooperative society. So the consumer cooperative societies, this is a society made by various consumers. Many consumers of the society, they join their hands together to eliminate the middlemen. मिडल को एलिमिनेट करने के लिए दे जॉइन देयर हैंड्स. बहुत सारे कंज्यूमर इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं. दीज कंज्यूमर सोसाइटीज परचेज गुड्स डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द मैन्युफैक्चरर एंड सेल देम टू देयर मेंबर्स एट रीजनेबल प्राइस. सपोज कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी एक बनी, उसने क्या किया कि उसने बहुत सारा जो है नॉर्मल जो डेली यूज़ के प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, मतलब सोप्स हैं, शैम्पूज़ हैं, दे विल डायरेक्टली परचेज फ्रॉम द कंपनी and then they will sell these products among the members of the organization only. And whatever profit the store will be earning, that profit will be distributed among all the members, either in the form of dividend on their capital or as bonus in the proportion of their purchases during the year. Fine. And what is the main objective of consumer cooperative societies is, first, they ensure steady supply of essential goods to consumers, supply at reasonable prices by eliminating the middlemen, and next is the goods and services are of high quality, providing goods and services of high quality. तो once again I'll tell you, consumer cooperative society में बच्चे जो organizations होती हैं, organization basically consumers ही मिलके बनाते हैं, बहुत सारे consumer इकट्ठे मिलके वो organization बनाते हैं. उस सोसाइटी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बन गई, रजिस्टर्ड हो गई. अब नाउ दिस सोसाइटी विल परचेज द प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द मैन्युफैक्चरर और प्रोड्यूसर. डायरेक्टली जब हम प्रोड्यूसर से परचेज करेंगे, डेफिनेटली बहुत ही रीजनेबल प्राइस में हमें वो प्रोडक्ट्स मिलेंगे, और उसके बाद बच्चे हम उसमें उस प्रोडक्ट में कुछ एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस ऐड करके हम कंज्यूमर्स को सेल करना शुरू कर देते हैं, जो हमारे मेंबर्स ही होते हैं ऑलरेडी. सो वॉट एवर प्रॉफिट वी विल अर्न by selling these products to the members, that profit will be divided among the members only, either as dividend on their shares or share capital or as bonus in proportion of their purchases. So these were the operations of the consumer cooperative society. Then comes producers cooperative society. This society consists of small producers who individually find it difficult to procure the input and get the machinery and latest technology. Basically छोटे छोटे producers जिनके लिए raw material arrange करना मुश्किल होता है, high technological machinery arrange करना मुश्किल होता है, उन लोगों के लिए एक society बनाई जाती है. ये सब लोग मिलके they join their hands together to arrange raw material, to arrange high technological machinery and all. So these society is formed. Basically these producers cooperative societies होते हैं. These are of two types. First type is that provide raw material, input, machinery etc. to the producer so that they can concentrate on production. ताकि producer को हम material arrange करके देंगे, बस producer का काम है they focus on production only. And जो इसका second type आता है बच्चे, that is helping the producer to sell the goods produced by them. That means आप production करो, we will sell your goods. आप production करें, producer will produce the goods and the society will sell the goods. ठीक है. And the profits of producers cooperative society जो होगा बच्चे, it is distributed in proportion of the goods sold by each member of the society. मतलब जितना member, कोई भी particular member उसके goods को sell करेगा, उसके accordingly that profit will be distributed among the members. And main objective of producer cooperative societies are to ensure steady supply of raw material, input etc. at reasonable price, to provide latest machinery, new technology of production, to ensure smooth distribution and sale of goods produced by members, and helping the producers to concentrate their attention on production of goods. Then comes cooperative marketing society. Cooperative marketing society consists of small producers who find it difficult to sell their products at a profit. ऐसे छोटे छोटे producers, basically जो बच्चे producer cooperative society है ना, इनका focus होता है raw material machinery arrange करने के ऊपर. जो marketing society होते हैं, इनका focus होता है to help the producers in selling the goods. The output of all small producers, जो छोटे छोटे producers हैं, सामान बना रहे हैं, उन सब के output को इकट्ठा करना और एक जगह पे collect करके उसको market में sell करना at the best price. Such a society helps to improve the bargaining power and competitive position of its मेंबर्स, जो भी इसके मेंबर्स होते हैं. जैसे सपोज हम एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि एक कंज्यूमर हमने मार्केटिंग सोसाइटी बनाई है, उसमें जितने भी मेंबर्स हैं वो छोटे छोटे ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाते हैं. कोई बास्केट्स बना रहा है, कोई मैट्स बना रहा है, कोई बकेट्स बना रहा है, कोई मग्स बना रहा है, कोई पेंसिल बॉक्स बना रहा है. सो दीज प्रोडक्ट्स आर बीइंग सोल्ड बाय द cooperative marketing society. These marketing societies will sell the products in the market. While marketing the product, they perform various marketing functions like transportation, warehousing, packing, grading, etc. And whatever the profits will be there, these will be distributed among members according to their respective shares in the कॉमन सेल्स पूल. मतलब टोटल सेल में जिसने जितना कंट्रीब्यूट किया होगा उसके अकॉर्डिंगली उसको उसके प्रॉफिट्स मार्जिन्स मिल जाएंगे. एंड द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ दीज सोसाइटीज़ आर ensure steady and favorable market for the output of its member. मतलब members के जितने भी products हैं उसके लिए favorable market create करना. Ensure best price for the product. to provide facilities of transportation, warehousing, packaging, etc. To provide honest trading practices like weighing, measuring, accounting, etc. And to eliminate the middlemen and have direct dealing with the customers, directly dealing with the customer. आप small producers के product को directly customer को sell करते हैं, right? Then comes consumer farming society. Consumer farming society, बच्चे, it consists of people with limited means who find it difficult to arrange credit and loans. So sorry, first is cooperative credit society बच्चे, these societies is consist of the people with limited means who find it difficult कि उनके लिए money को arrange करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. They cannot get loans easily from the market. So what happens over here is the funds of the society, these नॉर्मली हम लोगों से फंड्स कलेक्ट करते हैं. जो मेंबर्स होते हैं दे आर ब्रिंगिंग कैपिटल इनटू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. कंपनी में कैपिटल ला रहे हैं, कुछ हर कोई अपनी अपनी सेविंग को डिपॉजिट करता है कंपनी में. जो फंड्स हम इकट्ठे करते हैं, द फंड्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी, दे कंसिस्ट ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल कंट्रीब्यूटेड बाय मेंबर्स एंड डिपॉजिट्स मेड बाय द मेंबर्स एंड आउटसाइडर्स. दीज फंड्स, अब इन फंड्स को हम यूज़ करते हैं टू प्रोवाइड लोन्स टू द पुअर पीपल और द मेंबर्स. अब सपोज हर किसी ने अपने अपने शेयर के अकॉर्डिंगली कंट्रीब्यूट कर दिया. फर्स्ट पर्सन ने दिया 10,000, किसी ने 50 रुपीज़ दिया, किसी ने 200 दिया, किसी ने कुछ दिया. अब अगर हमारी सोसाइटी के किसी भी मेंबर को फंड्स की ज़रूरत है, द सोसाइटी कैन प्रोवाइड फंड्स टू द पर्सन, फंड्स टू द एज अ लोन टू द मेंबर ऑन ईजी टर्म्स. अपने ही मेंबर को हम अपने फंड्स में से मनी प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं एज अ लोन. द क्रेडिट कोऑपरेटिव्स फॉर्म बाय फार्मर, जब फार्मर्स इसको इकट्ठा बनाते हैं, दे आर नोन एज क्रेडिट कोऑपरेटिव फॉर्म्ड इन रूरल क्रेडिट कोऑपरेटिव्स बोलते हैं, जो फार्मर्स मेंटेन करते हैं. ओके और अगर कोई भी क्रेडिट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी आप अर्बन एरियाज में डेवलप करते हो, दीज आर नोन एज अर्बन बैंक्स. कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स वी हैव इन अर्बन एरियाज, राइट? सो द मेन मोटिव ऑफ क्रेडिट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज आर protect the members from the exploitation of money lenders because they are directly providing funds to their members. Then to ensure loans on easy terms and low rate of interest, members को lower rate of interest में and with limited formalities के loans provide करना and developing the habit of saving among people, क्योंकि हम ultimately अपने members की savings को ही as a capital contribute करवा रहे हैं, right? So develop करना habit of savings among the members. Next is cooperative farming society. Yes, this is the society of small farmers who join together to avail benefits of large scale mechanized farming. That means बच्चे छोटे छोटे से बहुत सारे फार्मर्स होते हैं जिनके पास अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी के सीड्स नहीं अवेलेबल हो सकते, कई बार टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, मैन्योर नहीं अवेलेबल है, उनके पास फर्टिलाइजर्स अवेलेबल नहीं है बिकॉज दे लैक फंड्स. उनको प्रॉब्लम है, छोटे स्मॉल स्केल फार्मर्स हैं. सो व्हाट हैपन, दीज सोसाइटीज़ जो हैं, दीज सोसाइटी दे कंसिस्ट ऑफ स्मॉल फार्मर्स हु जॉइन टुगेदर टू अवेल द लार्ज स्केल मैकेनाइज फार्मिंग. सच सोसाइटीज़ आर पर्टिकुलरली इंपॉर्टेंट इन केस ऑफ कंट्रीज सच एज इंडिया, जहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर सबसे ज़्यादा सफ़र करती है. सब डिवीजन, फ्रेगमेंटेशन ऑफ लैंड के बहुत पार्ट्स हैं, लैंड इज़ नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट. फार्मिंग कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ is known as agricultural cooperative societies. Ab see how they are going to help the farmers. They will help the farmers to get the benefits of mechanized farming, best farming techniques. They provide improved quality of seeds, fertilizers, irrigation and other modern techniques to farmers. They provide social and economic security to farmers. So these are the facilities given by these societies to the farmers. Last is cooperative housing society. These societies are formed to provide residential accommodation to its members. These societies purchase a big land, construct flats on that and sell these flats to members on installment and easy terms. आपने बहुत सुना होगा कि जनरल हाउसिंग बोर्ड कॉलोनी के घर हैं यहाँ पे, फ्लैट्स हैं यहाँ पे. सो हाउसिंग बोर्ड कॉलोनी जो आपने नाम सुना, दैट इज़ अ cooperative housing society, and these societies are very popular in urban areas. Their main motive is providing residential accommodation to their members, helping members to purchase houses at lower cost, and providing civic amenities such as roads, parks, street lights, parking, etc. So these were the points of consumer housing societies. So बच्चे, there are 6 types of housing societies: consumer, producers, cooperative marketing society, credit society, farming society, and housing society. So now let's have a look at difference between partnership firm and cooperative organization. On the basis of number of members, there are 2 minimum members and 50 maximum members in partnership firm, and in cooperative organization minimum 10 members and maximum there is no limit. Benefits: Partnership firm, benefits are restricted to partners only, and in cooperative organization बच्चे benefits are offered to members also as well as general public also. So next is business. Again, partnership firm may require existence of business, and cooperative organization में not necessarily to have any business. जहाँ पे बच्चे common needs इकट्ठी होते हैं वहीं पे लोग ग्रुप बना के अपनी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इस्टेब्लिश कर सकते हैं. रजिस्ट्रेशन, पार्टनरशिप फर्म की रजिस्ट्रेशन इज ऑप्शनल बट कोऑपरेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की रजिस्ट्रेशन इज कंपल्सरी. So this was the difference between partnership firm and cooperative organization. Now, next, let's see this case. A new cooperative store has been set up in Delhi through registrar under Delhi Cooperative Societies Act. It was set to procure essential consumer commodities in bulk from various wholesalers and manufacturers to supply the same at reasonable price to public and its members. मतलब manufacturer से purchase करना है and then you have to sell it to the customers or its members. So which type of society is this? This is common cooperative society, consumer cooperative society. And now they are asking any three features of the society. That means to ensure steady supply of essential goods, supplying goods at reasonable price by eliminating the profits and margins of middlemen, and then supplying the goods and services of high quality. You will mention all these points here, right? Now, बच्चे, next type of organization is joint stock company. It is also known as simply जो हम company word use करते हैं, that is joint stock company. A joint stock company is an association of persons formed for carrying out business on large scale. Joint stock company बच्चे जब हम large scale पे business करते हैं, जब बहुत सारे लोग they join hands together, they make a group and work together, so that company, that is known as a joint stock company. It has legal status independent from its members. Company has a separate legal entity other than its members. A joint stock company can be described as an artificial person, that I'll tell you in future why we are saying that company is an artificial person, created by law. Law create karta hai, once it get registered, it is being created. It has a separate legal entity, that means it is a separate entity other than its members. It has perpetual succession, that I'll tell you in the features also. Perpetual succession means it can work other than its members. And common seal. Stamp we make use of common stamp. It is compulsory to get the companies registered under the Companies Act 2013. And bache, this law act has been amended. Otherwise, it was 1956. But now it is necessary that you have to get your firm registered under Companies Act 2013. So, see, what is joint stock company? द कैपिटल, बच्चे सिंपल वर्ड्स में जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी का मतलब है कोई भी ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, एसोसिएशन ऑफ पीपल हु आर वर्किंग टू अचीव अ कॉमन ऑब्जेक्टिव, हु आर वर्किंग टुगेदर, दैट फॉर ऑन अ लार्ज स्केल, दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज नोन एज अ जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी. द कैपिटल ऑफ द कंपनी इज डिवाइडेड इंटू स्मॉल यूनिट्स, दैट इज दीज यूनिट्स आर कॉल्ड शेयर्स which can be transferred freely from one shareholder to another. Usually जो company की capital होती है that is divided into shares और ये लोग purchase करते हैं, they can transfer or sell it at any time except in case of private company. Private company has to follow some restrictions. The shareholders, these are the owners of the company and they exercise indirect control over the business through their meetings. Indirect control, that means no doubt all the control over board of directors, they will be taking the decisions but with the consent of shareholders. Shareholders are not going to sit in each and every meeting otherwise. Fine. They elect board of directors which directly control the management of business. Directors will control the management of the business, and the shareholders, they get dividend as return on their share. How much amount you are going to invest in the business, in the company, accordingly you will be getting dividend on that particular amount. This is all about introduction to joint stock companies. अब बच्चे एक बार बहुत ध्यान से सुनो. जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी मैंने आपको बता दिया, इट इज़ एन एसोसिएशन ऑफ पीपल. फंड्स कहाँ से अरेंज करते हैं? कंपनी अपने शेयर्स मार्केट में सेल करती है, पब्लिक परचेजेस द शेयर, पीपल परचेज द शेयर, मनी इन्वेस्ट करते हैं उसमें. जो मनी इन्वेस्ट होती है, जैसे अगर आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा मनी आपने कंपनी के शेयर परचेज किए, वो कंपनी को इन्वेस्टमेंट मिल गई, फंड्स मिल गए, आपने उस कंपनी के शेयर्स परचेज कर लिए, आपको उसकी ओनरशिप में, डिसीजन मेकिंग में कहीं ना कहीं कुछ परसेंटेज एज अ मेंबर मिल जाता है. यू बिकम अ मेंबर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ द कंपनी and you are having indirect control on the working, but direct control is in the hands of board of directors only, right? So, and you will get dividend in return of your investment. Then comes features of joint stock company. First feature of joint stock company is separate legal existence. A company has a separate legal existence. A company can carry on a business on its own name. It can buy and sell assets in its own name. It can enter into contract with outsiders. It's on its own name, and it is separate from its individuals. That means that is why it is a separate legal existence. देन कम्स आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन. बच्चे जब हम कंपनी की बात करते हैं तो कंपनी जब हम वर्ड बोलते हैं दैट डजंट मीन कि कोई पर्सन हमारे सामने आके खड़ा हो गया येस दिस इज कंपनी. अब आप बोलोगे येस दिस इज ए, सो ए पर्सन इज स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, बी पर्सन इज स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. बट व्हेन आई विल से कंपनी, तो कंपनी की जगह पे कोई पर्सन आके सामने खड़ा नहीं हो जाएगा. ओके, सो कंपनी डज नॉट हैव अ फिजिकल बॉडी लाइक अ ह्यूमन बीइंग. इट इज एन आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन क्रिएटेड बाय लॉ. ऑल इट्स ऑपरेशंस, कंपनी डायरेक्ट अपने ऑपरेशंस नहीं कर रही है. ऑपरेशंस आर डन बाय द इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स. रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जो है हमारे, उनके थ्रू ही कंपनी इज वर्किंग, एंड दीज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आर नोन एज डायरेक्टर्स. इन्हें हम क्या बोलते हैं? डायरेक्टर्स. नो डाउट वर्किंग इज डन ऑन द नेम ऑफ द कंपनी, बट जो डायरेक्टर्स हैं दे आर मैनेजिंग द कंपनी. Then the feature third is registration. Yes, it is very much compulsory. It's legally compulsory to get the company registered under the Companies Act 1956. Without registration company की कोई existence नहीं मानी जाती. Next comes perpetual succession. Perpetual succession बच्चे मतलब member की वजह से company की working में कोई भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Continuous working keeps on going. A company has continuous existence independent of its members. Company is created by law से create होती है, registered होती है, and only law can bring it to an end. इसकी existence को finish करने के लिए law की ही ज़रूरत है. Death, insolvency, incompetence of any of the member is not going to affect the existence of the company. Members will come, members will go, but the company will keep on working as it is only. Then if you want to complete wind up the company, you have to follow a proper legal procedure for that. Then comes common seal, because we are saying company is an artificial person, तो बच्चे company is not going to sign the documents itself. तो company जो है it is using its stamp. कॉमन सील मीन स्टैम्प. आपने यूजुअली देखा होगा हम कई जगह पे स्टैम्प्स का यूटिलाइजेशन करते हैं. अपने जहाँ पे सिग्नेचर्स होते हैं वहाँ स्टैम्प लगाते हैं. हम अपने स्कूल्स के नेम्स के नीचे भी स्टैम्प लगाते हैं, अपनी मार्किंग करते हैं. स्टैम्प के ऊपर कॉमन सील मीन्स दैट इज़ लाइक अ स्टैम्प. उसके ऊपर कंपनी का नेम एनग्रेव्ड होता है, फिक्स्ड होता है, और जितनी भी एक्टिविटीज़ कंपनी कैरी ऑन करते हैं वहाँ पे सिग्नेचर्स की जगह पे वी आर गोइंग टू पुट दैट सील. एंड अगर किसी भी डॉक्यूमेंट पे सील इज़ नॉट देयर, कंपनी स्टैम्प इज़ नॉट देयर, देन दैट मीन्स दैट इज़ नॉट अ लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. दैट कंपनी कैन नॉट बी बाइंडेड बाय दैट एक्ट. अगर स्टैम्प होगी देन ओनली दैट इज़ अ लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. देन कम्स ट्रांसफरेबिलिटी ऑफ शेयर्स. The capital of the company, I have told you, that is divided into shares only, and the shares of the company are freely transferable by its members. मतलब जब मन करेगा तब members they can sell the shares to other members, but in case of private limited companies shares cannot be easily transferred. ये मैंने आपको पहले भी बोला है, because they have to follow some legal formalities. Private limited companies में shares easily transferable नहीं होते, otherwise members can sell the shares easily in the market. Separation of ownership and control. The company form of business is owned by the shareholders. So जितने persons ने market में shares purchase करे हुए, they are all are the owners of the company. But these shareholders they elect their representatives, and these representatives are known as directors, and they control the working of the business. They control the working of the company. They are going to, and usually बच्चे that means ownership and control is different, because shareholders are the owners. No doubt they are the representatives only, elected representatives only, but they are the control person. Directors are the control persons. So control and ownership are separate. Then comes limited liability. Limited liability, once again, the liability of members of the company is limited to the extent of their share capital. अगर किसी ने 10,000 share capital contribute किया है, then he is liable up to rupees 10,000 for the creditors, not beyond that. So this is limited liability. So features of joint stock company include separate legal existence, artificial person, registration, perpetual succession, common seal, transferability of shares, separation of ownership and control, limited liability. Then comes बच्चे merits एडवांटेजेस ऑफ जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी। फर्स्ट एडवांटेज इज लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी। ये बच्चे अब रट लो इसको, चीज़ को तो अच्छे से आप जगह जगह पढ़ रहे हो। द लायबिलिटी ऑफ मेंबर्स ऑफ द कंपनी इज लिमिटेड टू द एक्सटेंट ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल हेल्ड बाय देम। जिसकी जितनी शेयर कैपिटल है ही इज लायबल टू दैट एक्सटेंट ओनली। क्रेडिटर्स कैन नॉट क्लेम ओवर द पर्सनल एसेट्स ऑफ द shareholder. If any person is holding 5,000 rupees of shares of rupees 5,000, then he is liable up to rupees 5,000 only. If any person is holding 20,000 of shares, then he is liable up to rupees 20,000 only, right? Secondly, transfer of interest. The shares of the company can be easily bought and sold in the market. So if the owners of the share is in need of cash, अगर owner को cash की जरूरत है, he can sell the shares in the market. Immediately market में shares sell करके he can get cash in return. The easy transferability of shares brings liquidity of investment. Liquidity of investment, liquidity का मतलब है बच्चे easily convertible into cash. आपने किसी भी चीज़ को sell किया, आपको immediately cash मिल गया, that means that is easily convertible into cash. Highly liquid. At any time, the share investments can be converted into cash, and the same amount can be used to buy the shares of other company also. For example, a person, he has purchased the share of ABC company, any company की उसने किसी भी company के share purchase किए हैं, but now he does not want those shares to be to keep anymore, so he can sell those shares in the market. Suppose A ने अपने वो वाले shares B person को sell कर दिए, जब B उससे वो shares purchase करेगा, so B is going to pay cash to A also, so that means A is going to get money in return of shares. Then is perpetual existence. The company form of business enjoys perpetual existence, perpetual succession, because it is a separate legal entity. It has nothing to do with its member. So it any death, insolvency, incapacity of member is not going to affect the working of the business. Simply, company can be formed by law and can be wind up only by the legal procedure only. Then comes growth and expansion. In company form of business, there is large scope, more scope for growth and expansion, because financial resources are more with us. Moreover, these companies are able to get finances from banks or other institutions also, so they can plan easily about growth and expansion. Then efficient management. These companies form a business has huge amount at their disposal. बहुत सारे funds होते हैं बच्चे, they can hire services of experts to manage their business, and these experts and specialized people improve the efficiency and working of the organization. Then comes large amount of capital. The biggest advantage of company form of business is that it can collect large amount of capital by issuing shares to general public. People having small saving can buy the shares. बच्चे आपने शेयर्स मार्केट में सेल करने के लिए, जो लोग अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स करते हैं, दे परचेज, जिनके पास थोड़े थोड़े फंड्स भी होते हैं, दे स्टार्ट परचेजिंग द शेयर्स. थोड़े से फंड्स हैं, लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स परचेज करो. इफ दे आर हैविंग मच ऑफ द फंड्स विद देम, दे विल स्टार्ट परचेजिंग much shares from the market. Apart from share capital, it is very easy for these companies to get to arrange the loans from the financial institutions also. So that means they can arrange large amount of capital from the market also. So these were all about the merits of joint stock company. Then comes demerits or disadvantages of joint stock company. Yes, first demerit is complexity in formation, because we have to follow lots of formalities in this. The formation of company involves highly complicated procedure. Many legal formalities have to be completed, many documents have to be prepared and submitted, और बहुत सारी permissions भी लेनी पड़ते हैं, that we are going to discuss in the later part of the chapter also. So साथ में बच्चे we have to pay registration fees also, so it is a very complicated process. Then comes lack of secrecy. As per Companies Act 1956, बच्चे companies are required to publish their accounts and their information in the magazines, और इसके अलावा they have to submit these details in the office of the registrar also. When these information is available from the registrar office, these such type of information is easily available to the general public. जब कोई भी information general public तक available हो जाएगी, then it is very difficult to maintain secrecy of information. Then comes impersonal work environment. Yes, because we are hiring the services of experts and experts are doing their job only. पर्सनल बच्चे वहाँ पे आते हैं जहाँ बिजनेस आपका है एंड आप अपने बिजनेस के लिए अपने आप वर्क कर रहे हो, बट यू आर हायरिंग द सर्विसेज ऑफ द एक्सपर्ट्स. और जब आप एक्सपर्ट्स को हायर करोगे तो ऑब्वियसली दे विल वर्क फॉर मनी ओनली. उन्होंने अपना मोटिव देखना है, दे विल फोकस ऑन अर्निंग मोर एंड मोर मनी. वेदर योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज गेटिंग कंडीशन इज गोइंग गुड और वर्स, इट डजंट मैटर टू देम. सो द इंक्रीज इन कंपनीज प्रॉफिट विल नॉट इंक्रीज द इनकम ऑफ मैनेजर. ये तो मैनेजर को पता होता है ना कि अगर कंपनी के प्रॉफिट इंक्रीज भी हो जाएंगे तो मेरी इनकम तो वही रहनी है, मेरी इनकम में ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ना है. सो इन दिस केस यहाँ पे मोटिवेशन लैक कर जाती है. हमेशा पर्सनल टच वहाँ आता है जहाँ बिजनेस आपका अपना होता है, राइट. Then is numerous regulations. The company form of business has to comply with various legal formalities at different stages. So there are many penalties also if company does not follow some formalities, does not meet any formality. Company has to file return also. Company has to submit annual reports to registrar also. Or there is lot of legal interference of the registrar in the day-to-day working of the companies. So company has to follow more very much norms and very much formalities also. Then is delay in decisions, because many important decisions are taken in the board meetings and or usually after consulting the various members of the organization. And once decisions are taken, they are to be communicated to everyone whosoever is concerned with the organization. So बच्चे पहले लोगों से consult करना concerning people के साथ, and then final decision को communicate करना, both are the time consuming process that leads to delay in the decision making. Then next is oligarchic management. What is oligarchic management? No doubt we say that we are working in a democratic setup of the company form of business, but this is in the form of papers only. बेसिकली डेमोक्रेटिक नहीं है. वी आर वर्किंग इन द हैंड्स ऑफ फ्यू पीपल. ऑलिगैर्किक का मतलब होता है वर्किंग इज इन द हैंड्स ऑफ फ्यू पीपल ओनली. सो यहाँ भी वर्किंग कुछ ही लोगों के हाथों में है. दैट इज नोन एज directors. They are actually controlling the working of the business. Directors have complete control over the company. These people take all decisions, keeping in mind जब भी कोई decision लेना होगा तो बच्चे they will take into consideration their own personal interest also and their benefit. Sometimes they ignore the interest of general public also, or they ignore the interest of shareholders also, they ignore the interest of the companies also. So oligarchic का मतलब ये होता है control in the hands of few. If we'll talk about our country like India also, no doubt we say that we live in a democratic setup. We are choosing our electives, but the electives to whom we are choosing, are they consulting us actually while taking decision? No. So the same setup is oligarchic setup, oligarchic management. Next is conflict in interest. In companies, various group of peoples are involved. People are involved like shareholders, debenture holders, employees, directors, etc. Each group wants his interest to be the top, to be at the top. For example, debenture holders want more rate of interest on to increase, whereas shareholder want कि debenture should be paid less interest so that company's income will be increased. Company की income increase होगी तो shareholders will get much of the dividend. So there is possibility of conflict among the various group of people. So these were the points of demerits of the joint stock companies. Last is बच्चे conclusion. So to conclude, we'll only say companies, no doubt companies suffers from many disadvantages also, but it is not away from merits also. So it is suitable form of business for heavy and basic industries. That means for heavy and basic industries, we should plan to start a business company. For large scale operations, business which require huge funds and involve heavy risk. For heavy or basic industries, for large scale operations, or for those business which require huge funds and which involves heavy risk, we should go for company form of organization. So that's it for today. We'll continue types of companies in our next video. Till then, take care.